Philly, Joe and Kirby podcast.
This is the Philly, Joe and Kirby podcast.
92.1 City, Winnipeg's rock station, Philly, Joe, and Kirby with some Nickelback to launch the Thursday show that feels an awful lot like a Friday as we head into a long weekend for a lot of people at 6:10.
I'll tell you who had a hell of a Wednesday was another $1,000 winner. And who the hell is that?
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Gene Simmons was guest early. That was voice number 1. Don Johnson, voice number 3, was guest. You're not going to believe this, with BDK.
Wow.
BDK in the house.
What is going on in the afternoon?
A lot of winning. A lot of money being handed out. Like it's as if it was BDK's money.
Yeah, I'm telling you. At any rate, down, and then there were one
One
voice left. We'll see what happens at 6:30 this morning, and then of course 8:30. See if we can't give it all away.
Yeah, well, it's $5,300 today, the jackpot now.
That's amazing. Okay, we've got, as Kirby had in Kirby had in news, and then I had in sports. We have our date for Game 1, Jets Blues. It is Saturday, 5 o'clock face-off.
That's the Shen brothers reunion. They'll be seeing each other a lot with the family over the next week.
And you know what's great is Braden Shen will try to be a pain in the ass because that's how he plays.
Yes.
You know, you hate to play against him, but you love him on your team. Well, Luke Shen, he's the bigger, badder, big brother.
Yeah, I was looking at some stats last night, and outside of the wins, the Jets wins, these teams match up pretty well. Goals per game, St. Louis just over 3. Jets, a little bit more over 3 goals per game. Okay?
Okay.
Goals against, Jets, 2.33. Goals against, 2.84. This is going to be a tight series. Great goaltending on both sides.
Low scoring. A rematch of Four Nations, Bennington and Hellebuck.
Yeah, people are referring back to 2019 when they went on that big run, St. Louis, and won the Stanley Cup and knocked us out in the first round. This is a different Winnipeg Jets team. I'm telling you that right now.
I believe that 100%.
We're going far.
Yeah, I like the Jets. I love the way they've responded to every big game they've played this year. When they lose a game, Kirby, they're right back with an impressive dub. I don't see them losing to St. Louis.
I think they're going to quote BTO, which has been moved to Sunday, they're going to be taking care of business on Saturday.
On Saturday or in the whole series? Just Saturday?
One game at a time for you. I understand.
Joe gets me.
Yes.
It's one
that's
foot
fair.
ahead of the other
I
before
want a
you can get ahead.
sidebar. I want to sidebar this for just a second because people are wondering. The Whiteout Party sold out in just seconds.
Yeah.
We know that. Games 1 and 2. Everybody's waiting on Game 2. But the real question is, do you have your limited edition, non-logoed, Winnipeg Jet blue dress ready to go for the Whiteout Party?
Joe, why do you think I got a spray tan yesterday?
Because the dress, it's going to be
Because the
cold.
dress in blue won't stand out. You need it to add a little
If
tan.
I'm going to show the legs in the limited edition,
Good point.
non-logoed,
You might have to wear tights.
non-sanctioned.
You might have to wear
No
tights
one's-
or long,
I'm not wearing
long
tights.
underwear underneath that dress. It's going to be 9. Only 9.
No
You know
one's
what?
going to see your legs that night unless you dress not for the weather. And
my
here's the best part. You're talking 5 o'clock, right?
Which is
So-
exciting, by the way, because there were rumors that it was going to be maybe later.
Like
Yeah.
9, yeah.
And so I think a lot of people are pumped about the earlier start. But
The low that night is +2. So by the time you go home after the Jets game,
I won't feel my legs.
you're going to wish that Philly had you
long
took
underwear.
a suggestion and
I'll lend you.
Long
I got some
underwear.
long underwear. I'll lend them to you, Kirby.
Roll them up.
God.
Roll them up at the legs.
Those are nice, Kirby. Whose are they? Aubrey lent them to me.
Oh, God, what is a stain?
Oh,
Wow.
no. What do you think I am?
Philly, Joe, Kirby.
Philly, Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly, Joe and Kirby podcast.
Okay, now to the bone phone, and we will kick things off with a complaint about merging.
Hey, Philly. You know what my problem is with the city of Winnipeg and people that are drivers? Drivers that don't know how to merge into lanes, pull up into the speed that they're going, fortunately in a little bit. Just a little nudge, rubbing, racing. Anyway, Philly, good to hear from you. Bone phone. Merge properly. And when you're pulling into when you're turning onto Main Street and there's a whole open lane there, yeah, don't be afraid to go in there. Like, stick your nose out a little bit. People will move over, but you have a whole lane there. Just in case you screw up, they'll move over. Learn to drive, Winnipeggers.
Okay, another day, another merging complaint.
Mm-hmm. It's not about merging properly. It's just about merging. They don't, they just stop.
That's right.
There's no merge.
That's right. Okay, complaint from the perimeter here.
Yeah, I just want to give a big shout-out to everybody driving on the perimeter. Actually, not a shout-out, a big you to the people that don't know how to use their cruise control. So I drive a company truck every day, and all I got to say is these people that don't know how to use their cruise control and make me pull out beside them because they're going too slow, but then they speed up because they see me coming, and then I got to slow back down to go back behind them because now I'm speeding in a company truck. I don't want to get called because GPS goes off. Well, you're making me look like a asshole. Figure out how fast you want to go and hit your cruise button. Like, come on, man.
I get it, man. Perimeter, it's busier than ever and can be difficult to navigate.
Well said, Phil.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
all. That's all I think that we can add to that.
All right. The chef, we had a call yesterday from Angry at Traffic Lady? No. Fed Up in Traffic Lady.
Yes.
And she's frustrated with the lack of signage indicating that you've got a construction zone. You're approaching a construction zone. Well, we have a reply to that.
Happy Chef here with a happy comment again. This one is to add to Fed Up in Traffic's call the other day about signage for road closures. Coming around on Jubilee, the turnoff to Taylor is blocked off, or Stafford, sorry, to the left. Maybe some signage at the beginning of Jubilee, letting people know that Stafford is closed at that point would help. Not a sign that's 5 feet away, and then having people that are in the right lane trying to cross over to get into the left lane, not knowing that it's closed there because they missed that sign. Again, City of Winnipeg, can you try to do maybe a little bit better on warning us when there's road closures? Thanks, guys. Go Jets, go.
We're going to start a Facebook group called No One Likes Surprises community page. I think it'll start. But the bone phone gets the job done.
You know what? I drove through that area yesterday, and I could not agree more. It is awful that, you don't see that until you're in it,
Yeah.
you know, and if you're not familiar with that area and you're just, going through there for the first time in a while, it really throws you off.
Well, Jubilee onto Stafford is tricky because you're either going one way on Stafford or you're going the other if you take the wrong turn, right? So
Absolutely. Okay, now to some Thankful Thursday calls.
Good morning, Philly, Joe, and Kirby. I would like to, for a Thankful Thursday, I would like to thank my wife for being the awesome, beautiful person that she is.
There you go.
I would like to express a sincere thanks to all the good drivers there are in Winnipeg, even though there's only, it's a small minority because there's a lot of bad drivers, but we'll leave it at that. And also, I'm thankful for our Winnipeg Jets for making the playoffs.
Yeah, baby.
Let's dispatch those sad sack Blues. Let's go Jets! Yeah!
Well said. Well said, Dennis the Menace. Hey, it was Big N's wife who got in on Who the Hell Was That yesterday.
Liz.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You knew Big N was going to call. You knew.
Morning, PJK. Thankful Thursday. First up, thankful for the phone call on Who the Hell Is That to my wife yesterday. The randomizer is random. Big day today. My youngest son and his wife and my granddaughter are coming from Saskatchewan, where he is stationed as an RCMP officer. My middle son is coming from Minnedosa. He works out of Onanol. He's a Red Seal certified carpenter. And them and myself and my wife are all off to Portage la Prairie for my oldest son's graduation from First Nations Police Force. He's graduating today, and it is also his 30th birthday.
Whoa.
And a pretty special moment's going to happen when my youngest son is going to be all dressed in his red serge and everything, and he will present my oldest son with his badge at the ceremony.
Wow.
So we're really looking forward to it. Anyways, hope everyone has a great day, great weekend. Rock on. Big N out.
That's a lot of heat in that family.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a lot of heat.
And what a fantastic
That is kind
day.
of cool, yeah. To have both of your sons involved in a situation like that.
And that's a heck of a ceremony.
Yeah.
If you know anybody that's ever been through it, it's beautiful. So
That's a
congratulations to that family. We have another Bone Phone birthday we'll get to in a bit too, one of our regulars.
Before 7 o'clock, one of our regulars' birthday today, and we'll get a song on for him too. But
Okay.
yes, a little bit later on this hour.
Congratulations to Big N and Liz's family there. That's awesome.
Proud parent moment.
Yeah, be some great photos. Enjoy the day. Okay, let's wrap up with T. Kona. He wants to talk canned meat. Canned meat. You can't beat it.
Of course, why not? Why wouldn't we want to talk more about canned meat?
Hey, good morning. It's T. Kona. The other day you guys were talking about Click, canned meats and stuff. So a few years back, I grew up on Click, right, when I was younger. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. So a few years back, I figured, you know what? I'm going to try a Click sandwich. I seen it on a commercial guy, put it on a barbecue and everything, 6 slices. So I did that, put some barbecue sauce on it, lettuce, tomato, sat down, had one bite, spit it out. It was the grossest thing ever. I threw it in the garbage. So I wasted all that time barbecuing that making it looked fantastic, but it was terrible. Threw it in the garbage.
I don't know, T. Kona. You got me fired up now. I think I might buy a can of Click this weekend, although I just fry it on the stove in a frying pan.
I was in that aisle at the grocery store the other day, and I was going to ask you, Phil, would you ever eat canned, like, what is it, Vienna sausages?
Oh, my God, yeah. Those are delicious. They still have those?
Did you really not know the answer to that question before you asked
I got
it?
so excited.
That's what I'm saying. Did you really not know the answer to that question?
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Hello, you got your steps, you got your cardio workout, you got a little weight training in there.
Can't feel my lower back.
I'm a little concerned.
Did you lift with your legs?
Yeah.
Kirby, maybe grab the defib just in case.
I should be, I guess, on standby.
Yeah. Joe, thanks for running to the back door. Thanks for grabbing the box. Thanks mostly to the folks at Princess Auto.
Yeah, man. They came through. They did this for Manitoba. It's fantastic. They came up with the whiteout signs for the yard.
Yeah.
And they've been handing them out for free. One per customer, their Panet location, their Portage Avenue location, and Brandon. I'm still catching my breath.
Yeah, so I went and opened the box. I'll let Joe catch his. If you want to chuck him a sweat towel too, Curbs. You have anything over there that he can wipe his brow with?
I got you, Joe.
Yeah.
It's okay, buddy.
No, I opened the box up after, and Joe, we both kind of said we feel bad, like we would have come to the door and the back door and helped you. That's a giant box, and there's a lot of like doors in this building that you need to use your access card to get through.
Joe is a strong, independent man, okay?
This isn't going to help me, is it?
He can lift a box on his own.
Well, you know what? It had a very manly man look, him with that box.
Well, I didn't realize how big that box was.
It's a big, heavy
but,
box.
Yeah.
At any rate, the sign, I opened up the box. Those signs look amazing.
Yeah, I told you I'd get you some.
Yeah.
People are looking forward to putting those signs up in the yards, and they're going fast. But thanks to Princess Auto, they were kind enough to have Jacqueline drop some off this morning to us. So I want to thank my buddy Mark Reed over there, Ken Larson, I think, who came up with this idea.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, as if you need even more reason to go to Princess Auto. Go get your signs.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast. Philly Joe and Kirby's
All right, this is one of those Throwdown Thursdays that we had to do, but we know exactly how it's going to go. Winnipeg Jets versus St. Louis Blues. You can weigh in on the Boston Pizza text line 762-555 or on our socials. It's up at the Facebook page right now. I assume Kirby Instagram eventually.
Yeah, it's up.
Okay. Right away, Jets in 6, Jets in 5, Jets in 5. Jet sweep, like that's the first 6 comments. Bang, 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 bang. I mean, it's a given. It's a given that's going to be the majority of people weighing in, and why not? Jets are heavy favorites in this series. President's Trophy winners. I've got them in 5 games in this series.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I'll take the Jets in 6 because I think they're very closely matched. It's going to be a grinding series. I think you're going to see that a lot in the first round of the playoffs. That's what usually makes the first round so magical, right? The tight matchups.
Well, and before we get you to weigh in here, Kirby, like for a team that had the season that the Jets did, this is actually a very tough first-round matchup. The Blues are one of the hottest teams in the NHL coming down the stretch, and they're going to be close games.
Well, like Joe said earlier, I was doing some investigating, and, this makes me think of when the Kelsey brothers were up against each other in the
Super Bowl?
Super Bowl, right. And now we've got Luke and Braden Shen.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to say, we have the better of the brothers. Nothing against Braden. I'm sure he's a nice dude. But Luke, obviously, a stronger Shen, I think.
Well, they're both tough.
Yeah.
They're both tough dudes.
I mean, I'd like to think that we have the upper advantage there. And also, just like, obviously, we want to have a win.
We want to have a series win, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, absolutely. We better win this
so
series.
I'm going to take the Jets in game 1.
Okay. For the series or just in game one?
No, she goes game to game. We talked about this earlier.
I go game to game.
I know, Kirby.
Yes, he does.
See, I
he
get
gets
it.
me.
And Phil, you can't change who you are. Like, she's game to game.
Game
right?
one win. Because we've got the upper advantage with the Shen brothers.
Yeah, Dr. Hockey on the bone phone yesterday, Vinny, tell you he thought the Jets were going to lose game 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then win 4 straight.
And then win 4 straight. And you've had a couple people tell us they think St. Louis is going to win that series as well.
Is there another series you're very excited about, Joe? Like when you pick another couple of series that you think are can't miss TV?
I think there's a few, but one that comes to mind because it will be pretty prevalent on television, that Toronto-Ottawa matchup to me. I just ran into a cousin of mine, Rebecca, last night, actually. She just came in from Ottawa, and she says that town is buzzing like it's never buzzed about hockey in a long, long time. Once that announcement happened with Toronto, like that's that rivalry that is kind of unmatched, too, in that end of the world, right?
Sure.
So I look forward to that matchup.
I'm excited for another series as well, but this one's on Apple TV called Your Friends and Neighbors with
That's
John Hamm.
That's a good series.
Yeah,
it's another series, one episode at a time there, too, I guess.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Be a good person.
Rate or review this show wherever you subscribe and get PJK into more ears.
I know you guys have noticed this because it's come up off air, but because we're parking in the back now, here on Scurfield, our new studios. There's some renos going on in our front parking lot, so we're coming through the back door, and it's like a wildlife sanctuary out there. Like it's like part of the property I hadn't seen a lot of, and I sometimes I think I'm at Okamic Marsh. Like there's geese everywhere. There's this giant white rabbit. Have you seen this thing? Like
That's what I just saw.
Like a jackrabbit.
It's a jackrabbit. This thing has to be about 30, 40 pounds. And it was about 2 feet from a goose. It was like the cover of a nursery rhyme book.
That goose and I, we were talking this morning. I was saying good morning, and I was trying not to scare it, and then it hissed at me, and then I went to the door, and I left it alone.
Well, that one's protecting Mama. Mama Goose has got the eggs just over to the side there, and it's weird. Have you noticed? It's the weirdest spot where geese hang out. They've got all this wilderness around them
yeah, they're
to
not
lay their
very
eggs.
Convenient.
This one decided to lay them in close to a puddle, like on some gravel and some sand. It wasn't even on like some lush area.
And right near where you got to walk in to come into the building every morning from work. Like I get out of my truck because Cobra chickens can turn on you fast. So I get out very carefully. I make eye contact, and I'm just like, okay, chill. Listen. I just got to get my backpack and my coffee, and I'll be on my way.
Did he squawk at you?
No squawking, no hissing. Just good. We're good.
I'd put a blue vest on one of them right now and call him security. Right there at the
Work
door.
in the parking lot.
But that rabbit, that looks like the type of rabbit you see on the wilderness shows, like running from a cougar.
Yeah.
Like it's a giant rabbit.
But I'm telling you, it would make Kirby's day if you saw what I just saw out the back door. You should go. Take a walk down to the backside right now. They're about 2 feet away from each other, just hanging.
I'm not going to go out there because you know that I'm not going to come back. I'll be out there for the next 30 minutes trying to get a good Instagram photo of the rabbit and the goose.
That'd be a little bit different than one of yourself in the bathroom. Maybe you should try. Just try it out. Change it up a bit.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
92.1 City Night at the Burt Block Party featuring the headliner, Gloria's Sons. J.J. Wild also on the bill.
Yeah, Everclear.
Everclear, yeah.
I was seeing people on my Instagram stories that snatched up some pre-sale tickets.
Yeah, there's some big nights depending on what your favorite genre of music is. This could be the biggest profile year of the Burt Block Party in the last 5. I think so. They really stepped up.
So we got tickets up for grabs right now. Joe has the question.
For the Saturday night special, 20% of people that took this survey say they clean this on a daily basis. What are they cleaning on a daily basis? 20% of the people, 1/5.
780 City, 780 2484. Good morning. Go ahead with your guess.
Good morning. Kirby, can you help me out, please?
I'm going to say the shower.
No, not cleaning out
you're
the
in
shower
there
every day.
anyways,
Daily.
Yeah.
Whoa. No chance I'm pulling out the Comet that often.
No, you got to wait till the mold settles in, I find. It's the best time to...
Sorry, I know it's a busy day. I got to clean the shower. You know I do the shower daily.
Why were you late? You know, guys.
Well, honestly, how hard is it when you're in there every day? I have a little brush in there that I give it a little wipe down every time I'm in there.
That's a wipe down. You're just
I'm not
getting
doing a
rid of the water.
full-on Comet clean.
Phil's spraying like the scrubbing bubbles on a daily basis.
I love the smell of that stuff. Yeah. All right. Burt Block Party tickets on the line this morning. Go ahead with your guess.
Good morning. I'm going to go ahead and say your cell phone.
Oh, not your cell phone, actually. Not in the top 5. Interesting. Good answer.
Probably a good idea to clean it more often than we all do, I would say. Hi, City.
Morning, guys. Poor boy number 5 here.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Hey, there we go. PB5.
All right, so I'm on my own with this guess here, but I'm going to go like a to-go coffee cup.
I'll tell you what, poor boy number 5.
Shut up.
You're number 5 in the answers. It's favorite mug.
Oh.
Yeah, people that have
That's
their
the
favorite
answer?
mug. No, number 5.
Oh, that's
number five.
For number
I
5.
thought he had it. Okay.
I know.
Listen, this just came in on the phone here. It's the biggest pre-sales ever for the Burt Block Party. So whatever night you're thinking about, and we, of course, are going to be a little biased and tell you the 92.1 City Night's the biggest pre-sale, that means tickets are going fast. And there is a limit to how many tickets they can put into the Burt Block Party. So you do want to get yours when they go on sale tomorrow, actually.
All right.
But the pre-sale is still on, 921 CITI, okay?
Excellent. 780 City, good morning.
You guys are not going to believe this.
Poor boy.
Poor boy number 4 here.
Number 4!
So PB
Wow.
had PB5, now we got PB4.
That's hilarious.
I just want to say a quick shout-out to my old man who got through on, Tuesday?
Yeah.
That was your old man, yeah?
That was my old man.
We don't even give him a number, though, right? We didn't give him a number. He's just poor old boy.
poor boy senior.
Oh, senior. Okay.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, 4. What do you got for us?
I'm going to say toilets.
The toilet.
Poor boy number 4.
Yeah.
20% of people say they 20% of people say they clean the toilet seat on a daily basis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Dishes
makes
was
sense.
number 2. Their eyewear was number 3. Kitchen counter number 4, and favorite mug number 5. Wow, they bookended it today, the poor boys.
That's something else. Who are you bringing with
That's
you?
for you, Dad.
That was for you, Dad. A shout out.
Heck yeah.
You going to bring Dad to the concert, or you got to bring one of your boys?
I don't know. I think the boys are getting pretty tired of me already.
Need a break.
I should take the old man to something.
Yeah, good call. All right.
Well, we're going to be there.
Yeah.
So we're going to all, I'll tell you what poor boy should stand for, pouring some beers. That's what it should stand for that night.
Yeah,
We need a sticker trade. We need a sticker trade. We'll bring you poor boy stickers. You bring us 92 stickers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to write that down.
For the hard hats.
I'm going to write
We
down.
need at least 7 of them.
That's it.
For the hard hat.
Making demands now. Okay, you got the tickets.
I'm bringing money. I'm not bringing stickers, okay?
I'll bring the stickers.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Saturday, sunny and a high of 9. you know the city's going to be a buzz. If you're not at a whiteout party or at the game itself, there's going to be a lot of watering holes that are going to be super busy at dinner time, right?
And Kirby, I can get you my long underwear you want. I offered to lend it to you for your non-logoed Winnipeg Jets whiteout sundress. It's a blue sundress, but you should have long underwear underneath it.
Yeah.
Are they white?
Yeah.
No, they're not white. They're gray. They're gray.
Oh, that'll go with blue.
Yeah, well, it'll go.
Oh, yeah.
Well, kind of throws off the whole vibe of the whiteout because that'd be the white touch to the blue dress. But
Oh, you thought you could get by with a little bit of white now instead of the blue dress, so the gray's going to really throw off the outfit, huh?
They're very old. I've had the long underwear for years.
how many holes are in there?
The ass is kind of worn
my
out, but they're in good shape. They'll keep you warm.
The ass that's worn out. Sunny Sunday and a high of 16. You know what? 5 degrees right now in the wind, north-northwest at 13.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Hit us up wherever you get this podcast and rate and review the show.
Good fortune will come to you.
Actually, we can't promise that, but we'll cross our fingers.
Well, thank you to everybody who sent us text messages asking us to do a special edition of the name game today. Normally we do it on a Friday, but given that everybody's off tomorrow, or a lot of people are off tomorrow, we figured by popular demand, let's do it today. Let's do a special edition. So here we go. And we're on a heater too.
3 in a row.
Yeah. 780 City. 780-2484 if you'd like to play. Good morning. You want to play the name game?
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's good. It's the second hardest trophy to win in sports. The Stanley Cup's number 1.
Exactly. Have you ever played before?
Nope.
You haven't? Okay.
Okay. How old are you?
37.
Okay.
37 years old. Okay.
Never played before.
We're going to ask you a series of questions, all three of us, and then we guess your name. I'll go first. Canned meat. Is it something you eat on a regular basis? Have you ever enjoyed it?
It's not my go-to.
No?
I've seen it put in macaroni salad. Not a fan.
Okay, no.
Okay.
All right. You got the
It's very
Swift.
good.
The Swift ham in a can. If you ever see that in the grocery store, grab it, man. You scrape that jelly off. It's not bad. Okay.
I just want to say, I think that you grow into canned meat. You know, it comes later in life.
Yeah, a little bit older. Okay, yeah. 37.
37's a little young for
Okay.
throwing back the canned meat.
Fair enough. Do you own a pair of long underwear?
No.
You don't own any long underwear.
Were
Okay.
you thinking there for a sec?
Well,
There's some insulated stuff for snowmobiling or hockey.
Yeah,
but
for
it's
sure.
not actually long johns.
Right.
Gotcha.
There's so many different things out there now, too. You could get lined jeans, right? Like work pants.
Really?
Yeah, jeans.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to get a pair of those.
Were you
for shoveling.
Were you shopping for some line jeans?
No, but I've seen them in stores.
Okay.
Well, I'm about to lend Kirby my long underwear, so I'm going to need something.
I don't want them. Okay. What is the weirdest place that you have fallen asleep?
At a Def Leppard concert.
Def Leppard.
What, is that sleep or passing out?
I will not comment on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What color best describes your personality?
Oh, God. Such a Kirby question. Red?
Red.
Red.
Okay.
Dead red or red hot. Could go either way.
You know that I've never thought about that in my life. What
Phil,
color
a lot of
best
the
suits
questions I
my
ask you've
personality?
never thought
Yes.
about, okay?
Oh, my
You
God.
think about canned meat. It says it all.
That's true.
Okay. Do you have a lucky number? And if you do, what is it?
16.
16. Okay. And who do you like to win the Stanley Cup? You sound like a hockey fan.
Yeah, you got a prediction?
Yeah, go Jets, go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
It's good.
Okay. Time to guess your name. I'm going to say you're a Brendan.
Nope.
No Brendan. How about Adam?
No Adam.
Curbs?
Are you a Jason?
No Jason.
What about Daniel?
Nope. Cold as ice so far.
So far.
Ooh,
cold.
Joe, come on. You really got to bring it home.
I don't know why, but Michael comes to mind.
Nope. No Michael.
Okay. And the
Not a super common name.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Okay, so it's a little out of the park.
Are we talking like old, like named after your grandfather, kind of not common, or like new age name not common?
It's one of those names that's been around and still is. It's just not ultra common.
Zachary.
How many guesses are you going to have before I can have my second one?
Keep going, Kirby.
Keep going. No, go ahead.
Joe?
No, go ahead.
I don't even think you guys have hit the first letter of a middle or a first name.
Oh, usually we at least.
You want to hear something weird? The next name I'm going to guess is right out there, if Kirby doesn't mind. I'm going to go with Terrell.
No.
Ah.
The T is the first letter of the middle name.
The middle name.
Well, let's focus.
Well, Travis was another guess.
Travis?
No, it's not Travis.
I don't know.
Well, if it's an old school name, like I have an old school name, Joe. Like most kids aren't named Joe anymore.
Is it Tim? Timothy?
No Tims, no Timothys.
Charlie? Benjamin?
No.
All right. I think we're stumped.
Yeah, that's a tough one. What do you got for us?
All right. First name's Randall.
Randall. Do you go by Randall or do you go by Randy?
If I'm feeling right, it could be Randy, but just don't call me late for dinner.
Whoa, this guy.
Nice. Randall, what's the middle name?
Tony.
Tony. RT.
Randall the handle. I love it.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Look at all, like you love it when you have a special guest in here and then you go to the Rumors website and you see sold out. And it's all, and we're getting going here. The other three shows, I'm assuming, will get sold out eventually. Sean Lecomber.
Hello.
Welcome back to the 92.1 City Studios.
I just saw 2 commercials on your TV. One was for Dairy Queen and one was for like men's briefs.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
We're almost there. We're almost in men's briefs world.
I will say this, with everything going on this weekend here, that is one show that's not getting moved right there when Sean Lecomber comes to
town. We're no Bachman-Turner Overdrive.
No. They had to move. They had to move that show on Sunday. They don't move you, my friend.
What kind of pressure do they apply to old Bachman-Turner Overdrive to be like, come on, man. It's BTO. You're not Metallica. Let's slide it on over to Sunday.
Like that, and with their, how legendary they are. I would love to have been a fly on the wall in that conversation. Like, listen, the Jets, come on, we're BTO, baby. We're not moving.
I think any Canadian artist would be like, we got to move it.
Yeah.
They would know, like, the damage that you're doing to your personal brand in that city when it's like, hey, come on, Saturday night,
Yeah.
BTO would be like, we get it.
He said it.
Yeah.
Randy said it, too. He says, I'm a born and raised Winnipegger. Of course we're moving it. Like, he was all in, right? Born and raised here.
Yeah.
Like, as if there was much
He's got
of it
the song Prairie Town for crying out loud.
But if it was an American band, I think they would have said, no, we're not moving.
What, hockey playoffs? What?
Hockey.
In some areas.
And then they would also associate, like, sports with Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, wouldn't it be better for them to do it Sunday anyway? That's go to church and watch a game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for Canada, they know, like, Saturday night is hockey, we got to move it, or
Especially
half
playoffs.
of Winnipeg's going to be like, come on, Randy.
The other half of Winnipeg knows that Lecomber's in town, too, at Rumors.
Oh, yeah, no, everyone knows that.
Aren't you an Oilers fan? Do I have that right?
Well, yeah, I'm an Oilers fan, but of course I cheer for the Jets.
Yeah.
That's like I think most Canadian hockey fans are like their team and then the Jets and the Senators.
Yeah.
So
Always
you got
been
this,
that,
you're like, you can cheer for the Jets and the Senators and then your team, and those are kind of the rules.
A Jets Oilers conference final would be epic. Like old school Smythe division battle.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I don't think the Oilers they'll get there this year. Like they see like a little tired and injured and stuff. In LA,
they're tough.
Like you beat a team three in a row. It's hard. 4 in a row to beat a team. So but yeah, I could see the Jets. I could see it.
Man.
All we need to see is
pumped.
Hellebuyck kind of be regular season Hellebuyck in the playoffs, and you'd be like,
Straight
This
fire.
is going to be good.
How do you manage to book yourself out of town on a family weekend like Easter weekend? Does it matter?
Like the beauty of my family is they don't even know I'm gone. Like I don't get a text from any of them. Like if I text my kids, they might get back to me the next day like, sorry, I missed it. What? What? The only reason that they would ever text me while I'm gone for 5 days is if they needed a code for something that's attached to my email.
Yeah.
That's the only
reason that they would ever. So once in a while, I'll be like, oh, my son's getting a hold of me. That's nice. Dad, you're going to get a code? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sportsnet app's not working. You're going to get a code. What is it? 896524. Like, get out of here.
I miss you too, kid.
Other than that, I'm not. My wife's not going to text me. There's no.
Do you ever get them while you're on stage? That's the kicker. Like they should know Dad's working right now.
I usually shut it off and just say that's enough. We're good. And they know like I'm old too. Like I was saying on stage last night, like if I'm at an age now where if I got dementia, it wouldn't be considered early onset. It would just be like this is about when we start to see it in dumb people.
You know what? My wife has been harassing me lately about telling the same stories, and that's new in our relationship.
God, you do it all the time.
I know, but she doesn't
But
usually.
everybody does it.
Yeah.
Everybody has 10 good stories where they're kind of the hero and the other person's the.
You can't keep telling your spouse those stories, though.
No,
she's put a
not
stop to it.
But sometimes spouses are bad at look, if I'm telling other people a story you've heard 100 times, you don't need to correct me on.
Yes.
Oh yeah. While you're out there,
like telling your spouse directly a story they've heard before. My wife doesn't put up with that at all. Like if I'm telling my wife something I've heard, she's heard me say once before, she'll be like, "You've already said that." Hey, you've already said that. Shush. Like she'll just like move her hand to my face to shut it.
You know what? That might be a special comedy night. That might be. Bring her with you.
You've already said that. If she came to my show, she'd be like, "You've already done that joke. Get out of here."
Shortest routine ever, eh?
Oh my God, I'm crying.
She's not going to put up with any of me repeating myself at all.
It's so good to see you. You usually come through at a different time on a more personal level for comedy. Are you still doing that run? Like it was the snow tour you guys used to do.
I've done a couple of snowed-ins, but this is I don't know if this is my new time of year or not.
Okay,
I'm getting bumped into Easter.
That's
when you know you're
going
losing
holy time now.
Bumped into Easter.
I got bumped to Easter weekend.
Easter every year at Easter.
When should we bring Lecomber in? Like when the Jets are in the playoffs. Bring Sean in.
Not many can compete.
No,
this time of year.
He's the BTO comic.
For more Philly, Joe, and Kirby, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.